Okay, so today it's all about Generation Z. Ha! This generation is something else, and if you want to sell to them, you too have to be something else, whether you are in their generation or not. So I don't have all the answers, though, but today I'm just going to give you some tips on how to make Generation Z like you, or to be able to capture their attention, to be able to work with them, to be able to get them to patronize your brand. So I'm going to give you some tips today on the show live with Linda. You are welcome. Okay, let's get started. First of all, there is a big difference between Generation Z and the Millennials. Don't think because the generation gap is not so much that there's a couple of... I know there are similarities, but the differences are a lot, right? So if you want to market to Generation Z, first of all, you must know that fact. They are different, right? Millennials grew up with digital, but Generation Z, they grew up with technology. They are into technology. They know technology more than you can ever think of. You can see a 2-year-old child, a 5-year-old child already playing with phones. They know their way around iPad. In fact, somebody was telling me that her daughter hacked her email. That's 11-year-old child. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they are into technology. So if you want to be able to assess them or capture their attention, you too have to be into technology as well. Millennials might be using like 2 or 3 screens, but you see this Generation Z, 5, 10 at the same time. And they expect that you should be able to move seamlessly across those platforms, right? So every brand that wants to be able to target Generation Z must be able to know that they should move seamlessly across platforms with their messaging. But first, the first and most important thing you must do is that you must understand audience segmentation. You cannot talk to Gen Z the way you're talking to millennials. It's not going to work. You first of all have to make sure, if for example you have a brand that targets everybody. You know, a lot of people say that, no, my brand is for everybody. You can't target everybody at the same time. And even if you have a unified message that you want to just put out there, you need to make sure that you segment your audience, and sometimes you talk directly to Gen Z on the platforms that they are, in the language that they understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to speak in their language. And speaking of speaking in the language of the Gen Z, some brands do some things that make me laugh. I'm sorry to say. But you know, when you see some brands trying to talk in a certain way, like you just know that it's an old person that is handling that account, or an old person is in charge and they're trying to sound young. That's a big mistake. If you're going to be talking to Gen Z, please make sure there's Gen Z in your team. You cannot be old and want to sound young. They will know. They will know that you are not part of them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you really want to capture their attention, you need to speak in their language. And to be able to speak in their language, you need to either be in their midst, understand their language very well, or make sure you have, in fact, it's compulsory, especially if you're a big brand, to have Gen Zs as part of your team members, so that they can be able to tell you, no. You're reaching with this stuff, or no, this is not good, oh no, you're trying too hard. They should be able to pinpoint it for you, right? So that's one thing you need to do. Make sure you have Gen Z in your team. That's another one. Number 2 is that you should make sure that your messages are short, they are simple, they are easy to understand. Straight to the point, right? They don't have time, these people. No time at all for nonsense, right? Except you're doing maybe like a movie or an ad or something that's okay, maybe you need to build up to. When you're giving your messages, make sure it's short to the point. They don't have time to waste. And you should also understand their mentality. They want to get rich now. You see all those long suffering and endurance, it's not their thing, though. No. They're not ready for, let's work for 100 years and after that, money will start coming. No, that's not their thing. They're looking for, okay, what is this going to do for me? If I do this, what am I getting out of it? You know, they're changers. Like, if you ask me, I'll say they are the ones that will give you opportunity. If you put them in the right opportunity, in the right space, they'll be able to look for quicker ways for you to achieve things, because that's how they are. They just want to get it done quickly, right? So that's why when you're talking to them, you have to think that way, you have to act that way, right? And then, like I said, the format you use is also very important. Gen Zs, they like what they can feel, they like what they can engage with. Videos are a must. That's why they're on TikTok. Yeah, and that's another thing. When we say social media, advertise on social media, some people would think social media is just Instagram. No, you're just starting. You're just starting, baby. Social media is not just Instagram. There are lots of other platforms that this Gen Z play on. Okay, so we're talking Snapchat, we're talking TikTok. Do you understand what I mean? And there are other ones like Secret, Whisper. There are so many other platforms that they are on. There are lots of gaming platforms that you can even use to reach them now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to go across all of those platforms. Don't think just Instagram. Oh, no, 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 no. You'll just be wasting your time. And another thing you need to do is that you need to be more relatable. You need to speak to them in the way that they can feel you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, talk to me. No need to be too flamboyant. Talk to them the right way, in the right language, in the right format, on the right platform, and be real. See, this is the era where every brand has to be human with their brand. So, in those days, the more official you are, the more people think you're a serious brand. It's not like that anymore. It's not it's not like that anymore. Right now, you have to be more humane. They have to see that you are human. So that's why even now, like when you are too organized, it's a problem because they feel this guy is just being a robot. Come on, you're not being real. They like people that are real. They can sense it when someone is being fake. That's why I said, please do not employ a millennial to talk to a Gen Z. Make sure, even if the millennial has to talk, because experience matters a lot. You can't take experience away from these things. But also, you need somebody in your team to, even if not in your team, maybe you can now, do some tests with Gen Zs to make sure that, your messages are communicating. They have to be part of the process. And that's one thing they like. So they like being a part of the process. So you need to have this two-way communication. You just don't decide things and just come, bam. I know it's your brand, but sometimes ask for their opinions. Sometimes carry them along. Sometimes build with them. Let them feel like they're a part of something because that's what they like. They want to be involved. They just don't want you to just come decide and just say, take. They have that at home with their parents, and I'm sure they are fighting it. They don't like that. So you need to just treat them like an adult, get them involved in the conversation, have a two-way communication stream with them, relate with them well, and make sure that at every point in time, everything is like on point, like I said. On point. You cannot dabble. You cannot because sometimes you only get one chance with these guys, right? And I know a lot of people will be like, oh no, I think they would patronize me no matter what. My product is in need. I fulfill. Look, let me tell you, there's going to be another brand that will come up with something that you do in the nearest future, and it might even be owned by Gen Z. Look at all the innovation that is coming up right now. Most of the people doing it at the Gen Zs, they are thinking way ahead, right? So you too need to think ahead if you want to attract the Gen Zs, right? And they are big dreamers as well. The dreamers, they love to dream big. So even you as your company has to have that kind of culture. You need to dream big. You need to you have to think ahead of them to be able to impress them. Do you understand? And when you impress them, they'll be like, yeah, that's my guy, So the whole way of, oh, this is how it's being done, no. Gen Zs are change makers. You need to change. You need to be dynamic. There is no rule to this thing. There are standards, but, there are no clear-cut rules. You just have to communicate as real as possible. I think that's enough tips. Let me see. Do I still have more? Oh yeah, I think I remember one more thing. Quality matters when it comes to the Gen Zs. Quality matters. Like, I know price is still a thing, especially because of the economy that we are in, but trust me, they like quality. They like prestige. And I think that stems from, permit me to say, materialism. Yeah, they like material things, though. They like to look good. They like to feel good, right? And they also are very, very, they're up to date. Every single update, they have it at their fingertips. So they know what's going on. They know what's obtainable. They know what they should be getting at every point in time. So if you're trying to change them or trying to present something that is quality, that is not quality as that, they would know, and they would just, give you space or give you chance. So if you want to appeal to them, forget communication first. Is your product right? Are your services right? Are they tailored to the Gen Zs? Are they tailored? Is this something that they would want to associate themselves with? You need to think about that as well. So your product has to be on point. And like I said, they get updates as well. So if you want to try influencer marketing, that would work. Like most Gen Zs will not buy anything. Some of them, they won't buy anything until they see a review. Who has used it, and it's not just about celebrity endorsements. So some of them are sharper than that. I'm talking real reviews, like, okay, is this product good? When you used it, what happened? That's why the whole gadget review thing is up a notch now, because they want to know before they buy. So reviews are very important. So if you're going to be doing influencer marketing, that's a good idea as well, where people will properly review your products. And you see what it is with reviews, it has to be factual. So there is no escaping you having a quality product if you really want to target the Gen Zs. Yeah, so they like influencers, they like knowing what is up to. Celebrity life is at an all high now, although some Gen Zs don't like to be out there. That's why they like other platforms like Whisper, Secret, those Snapchat that doesn't give out too much information, but there are a lot that also want to be there in the limelight. So anything that makes them look good is good. So I think I've said a lot. I hope you were able to grab one or two things on how you can target, capture, and retain the attention of Gen Zs. All right, so thank you. I hope you found something valuable in this session. My name is Linda. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do that right now at Live with Linda. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.